welcome the Albanian Minister for Innovation and Public Administration, Milena Harito. Welcome.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm very honored to participate in this very exciting event and before this honorable audience. I just want to tell you a story. 1 year before, when I took place in my office as Minister of Innovation and Public Administration in Albania, I discovered that I had not at all information precisely about the public administration. I barely knew the total number of public employees, about 90,000, but I knew it just from the treasury that was paying them, but I knew nothing else. So I had to handle this reality. We needed to gather information about the public employees, and of course, we had no budget and no time to do that. We had to do it very fast. And as I came from a big telecom company, Orange, I knew that the efforts all big organizations deployed for their human resources systems. It takes years and millions to deploy, and of course we had no time. So one of my very young IT directors decided to use simply Google tools. And in 3 months' time, we managed to have an information system. Okay, I call it an information system. It's a very simple one, of course, not perfect, but it exists now, and we have a basic human resources information on every public institution. And even more challenging, I think, this system is used by every human resources director in the public administration. And this was done very, very fast. Of course, one of the reasons we chose the cloud and a very simple platform was because people are already used with it. What I want to say is that not only digitalization has changed the world, but even technology itself has changed. And because technology has changed, it is today in the hands of everybody. The time of big information system is evolving very fast, and the government and administration have to adapt to this reality. Tirana, the capital of Albania, is also a very famous place for his coffee shops. We have very original ones. And generally, people before used to stay there and just talk. Now, they are generally writing on their smartphones. And it happened in only 10 years' time, because even the poorest now have a mobile phone. We have a coverage of about 140%. Smartphone was adapted, not as fast as we should wish, but people have smartphones. And we lack fixed networks, but now I'm not sure that fixed networks will develop in the country. With the 4G, I'm not sure that will develop. So, mobile phones in the hands of every citizen was another asset for me. And we decided also to implement another big-scale, but yet very simple anti-corruption project that was already implemented in Pakistan. We are sending an SMS to all the citizens through a very simple platform, because, as I said, everyone has a mobile. So we have feedback from them, and it is a very simple means to fight corruption on our public services. So technology has changed. On the other hand, they have always been nomad people, and generally they were a factor of development because they brought exchange of information and goods. But what are the nomads of today? Like their antecedents in the desert, they are defined not by what they carry, but by what they leave behind. As Bedouins do not carry water because they know where oases are. Modern nomads carry almost no paper because they access their documents on their computers and on the cloud. They don't even bring laptops anymore. They just travel with smartphones. And they connect on every computer in the world and have all they need in the clouds. But I would say even more. They don't carry anymore the knowledge. They can find it through Google or others. This is a very important point. Look at our youngest children. They barely memorize, but they can find everything. Some think even that we are at a crucial point for the humankind, comparable only with the invention of the writing. Before the writing, the only way to have knowledge was to memorize it. After, humankind could write and talk. All the time and the energy that was liberated by this invention brought very fast development in the humankind history. Aren't we today at the same point? We don't need any more to know. We need to know how to search. And it could be just a new beginning of a new area. Nomadism is no more migration or travel. A modern nomad is as likely to be as well a teenager in Paris or in Tirana that has never left his city, but he nonetheless has a new and surprisingly different relationship to time, to place, and to other people. I will quote Manuel Castells: permanent connectivity, not motion, is the critical thing. And also, of course, professions change. They always have changed. I will just remind to you that when washing machines and refrigerators were invented, only in the state of New York, 3 million people lost their jobs because they were serving this kind of jobs. And of course now, with the change of professions, other people lose their jobs. Let's take the books. In the United States, over a third of books purchased are already in digital files. Soon it will be 75%, and paper books will be marginalized. Internet has become a hypermarket of culture in which the role of publishers, producers, selection, enrichment, promotion will be entrusted to algorithms. Already some years before in Japan, 5 of the 10 best-selling novels were written on mobile phones. Business has changed. Sales platforms online will sell to readers increasingly inexpensive items that will buy for less and less money from the authors, keeping for themselves all the distribution margins. And these platforms will replace one after another all services rendered by intermediaries, and will participate in the technological deflation in full swing running many professions. Learning has completely changed, but we already talked about that. So technology has changed, profession changed, and the kind of work has changed. Since humans, as Sigmund Freud put it, must arbeiten and leben, work and love, in order to find fulfillment, they have to work. But how the youngs work? The early adapters, the geeks, because we have to look at them to understand what the world will be in 10 years. They already work in distance for their company. More and more they are internet freelancers, living in India, working for USA. They are in global world competition on their work, but they share. They share the space where they go. They share the data. So technology changed, and to use it is simpler. Jobs are completely changing. Time and place of work is completely different. And connectivity is now a commodity and has to be permanent. And our societies has to adapt. I would say that it is perhaps a little bit simpler for countries like Albania that became this road after the others, because we don't have all the legacy, but also because our population is young. Even if we have high unemployment for youngs, and I personally am engaged to push them every day to prepare to work on this very, very big market of almost 1 million jobs in ICT in Europe, but also on all the other jobs in the global digital market, like all the jobs they can do online, and not only ICT jobs. And on the other hand, of course, the governments have to create demand, and for that, we have a very big program of digitalizing all our public services, and we have almost 1,300 services that need to be digitalized, to be online, and to be offered in an integrated manner. So, many things to do, very exciting, and I think we are just only at the beginning. Thank you.